Ever wondered how one man's quiet doubt reshaped all of modern thought? Beat. Step into Descartes' study and hear the sparks that ignited the age of reason. 1. A world of uncertainty and the birth of methodical doubt. Picture 17th century Europe. Religious wars rage, scholars clash, and inherited authorities crumble. Beat. In this turbulent scene, René Descartes retreats to a warm, stove-heated room and decides to interrogate everything he has ever believed. Beat. He calls his strategy the method of emphasis, doubt, a radical stance that instructs him to suspend judgment on any idea that can be even slightly questioned. Beat. He begins with the senses. Can they be trusted? Light bends, echoes deceive, dreams mimic wakefulness. Descartes realizes that sensation is a slippery witness. Beat. Next, he examines the reasoning mind itself. Could a mischievous demon be tricking him into false conclusions? This extravagant scenario, more thought experiment than superstition, forces him to concede that mathematics, physics, even simple logic might be illusory. Beat. Yet while every outward certainty dissolves, Descartes stumbles upon one rock-solid fact. The very act of doubting confirms the existence of a doubter. Cogito, ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, becomes the foundation stone on which he will rebuild knowledge. By plunging into skepticism, he paradoxically secures an indubitable truth, proving that systematic doubt is not a dead end, but a launching pad for intellectual renewal. 2. Reconstructing truth. From self to God to the world. With the cogito established, Descartes now assembles his epistemological scaffolding. Beat. First, he inspects the nature of mind. The thinking self is immaterial, indivisible, and better known than the body. Ideas, he claims, vary in clarity and distinctness. Those that are perfectly clear and distinct must be true. Beat. Among these ideas, Descartes discerns an innate concept of an infinitely perfect being, God. Where could such an idea originate? Beat. Finite minds cannot create infinity. Therefore, its source must be the infinite itself. Thus, the existence of God is proven by the very presence of the idea of perfection within us. Beat. God, being perfect, cannot be a deceiver. This divine guarantee shores up the reliability of clear and distinct perceptions, rescuing human knowledge from the abyss of skepticism. Armed with God's non-deceptive nature, Descartes affirms that the external world, notwithstanding occasional sensory error, does indeed exist. Beat. What began as self-contained consciousness now expands outward, from the indubitable self to a trustworthy God, and finally to an ordered cosmos. The sequence reveals Descartes' architectural ambition. Knowledge is a rational edifice, erected step by step, secured by reason and the divine seal of truth. Emphasis, certainty, replaces confusion, and the methodical thinker stands on solid ground once more. 3. The rules of method. 4 steps to clear thinking. Having justified knowledge, Descartes turns to practice. Beat. He outlines 4 concise rules that anyone can employ to navigate intellectual chaos. First, accept nothing as true unless it is evident. Never leap beyond what the mind can clearly and distinctly perceive. Second, divide every difficulty into as many parts as necessary, a tactic that shrinks intimidating problems into bite-sized segments. Beat. Third, proceed from the simplest elements to the most complex, ascending an orderly staircase of reasoning. Fourth, make comprehensive reviews so that nothing is omitted. These steps, deceptively simple, embed centuries of logical craftsmanship into a portable toolkit. Beat. Descartes illustrates the rules with geometric proofs and mechanical analogies, showing how even the riddles of the heavens might yield to orderly thought. The method frees inquiry from dogma, empowering individuals to become self-reliant investigators of truth. Beat. Listeners today may recognize these principles in the scientific method, in modern engineering protocols, even in troubleshooting a stubborn smartphone. Beat. Descartes' genius lies not in inventing reason, reason always existed, but in packaging it into a disciplined path that ordinary minds can walk. Emphasis, method, turns lofty philosophy into a practical art of living. 4. Ethics, medicine, and the promise and perils of mastery. While discourse on method is famed for epistemology, Descartes hints at broader horizons. Beat. If we can know the world with certainty, we can also transform it. He envisions a future where science yields medicines to render men wiser and happier, machines to lighten labor, and a comprehensive ethics rooted in clarity rather than custom. Beat. Yet he offers a provisional moral code to guide conduct, while deeper truths are still under investigation. Obey local laws and faith, act decisively once a choice is made, master self rather than fortune, and devote life to cultivating reason. These pragmatic precepts reveal a philosopher mindful of daily obligations amid cosmic inquiry. Beat. Descartes also warns that power divorced from virtue can wreak havoc. Mastery of nature must be harnessed to beneficence, not vanity. Beat. His own life, marked by cautious publication, wary travel, and eventual exile in Sweden, underscores the delicate dance between bold ideas and social realities. Modern readers hear echoes of both promise and peril in today's technologies: genetic editing, artificial intelligence, ecological engineering. Beat. Descartes' aspiration to make humanity lords and masters of nature remains seductive, yet it calls for wisdom equal to power. Emphasis. Responsibility threads through his vision like a moral compass, urging us to pair knowledge with conscientious purpose.